What's up guys, it's Jake Shell here, and today we're going to be talking about the theory that I've actually decided to call the Sukuna death theory. I'd firstly like to thank my friend Rebno for also helping me with this theory, and he helped open my eyes. You are the bro, man. The main goal of this video is seeing what you guys would think and how you could link this to other things. So comment down below what your thoughts are. Literally any comment is helpful. I genuinely believe you guys can find other links in relation to this and maybe even crack a code. And before I get into this 100%, I would like to ask if you guys could please leave a like, because hey, it doesn't really cost anything. It's free. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe for more Jujutsu content, and hey, expect them 100%. They are coming. Anyway guys, before I start talking more, let's get into the intro. So to start off with this theory on how Sukuna died, I would like you guys to actually think all the way back to chapter 1 or episode 1 of Jujutsu Kaisen. It was actually called Ryomen Sukuna, and this was actually the episode / chapter that Sukuna chose his vessel. How do we know he chose the vessel? Well, Geto did say this pretty much before. It was actually the time he finally got to feel how it was to be in human flesh, as it was said that he was a human before and now he's actually back and realized, yo, this is better in the light. So he was no longer a cursed spirit. So what could have been the motivation for this, and what was his plan? We'll get back to this, but for now, remember this key information. In the manga chapter, one of the color pages, which is around the beginning of the chapter, is actually Yuji, Fushiguro and Obara. But what if you look closely into that? It's actually more significant than you think. So this is a relation to the Buddhist religion. In actuality, the representative is the attempt, the Sokushinbutsu, which is the idea of self-mummification. In the faith, it is believed they do this for enlightenment, which in other words is to reach a higher state. So now that we know this, which is also a key part, let us have an example of someone doing it. And the example I'm about to give is the first person that is recorded to attempt this. It is said that he performed this in 1/100, which is around the period of JJK timeline where Sukuna was a human sorcerer as well as the king of curses. It is said he buried himself alive and wanted to come back in the far distant future for the good of mankind, which could be the intention of Sukuna, except for the good of mankind is the opposite. He is said to live for leisure, so this was a test for him to cheat death to enter this extraordinary state of borderline immortality. Sokushinbutsu being seen in a spiritual sense, this regimen was intended to toughen the spirit and distance oneself from the common human world and arrest decomposition, which could only lead to one thing. This would explain why Sukuna's body is actually indestructible, as Gojo before even tried to get rid of it and he wasn't able to. It will be assumed that Sukuna could have been bored and maybe tried to defeat death itself. Or on the other hand, as the king of curses, he planned to be born in an era where a shaman that finally rivals his power actually exists. Especially because he can choose his vessel. So the fact that he can actually choose his vessel means that he could probably actually choose the timing of when he wants to come through. There is way more to this. If you remember, Sukuna was known to have his finger preserved in engraved wax, which supports him being self-mummified. I mean, it must have been buried at the time and his fingers were not able to be destroyed. This would actually further imply that his body has successfully achieved this said mummification. Now that he's been able to actually aim for the flesh, he's got it now. So now that he actually does return, so this could actually mean if his mummified state was actually true, then he could return later to his body that has no fingers at the moment. Would he actually become the perfect form of a curse/human? Reason I believe his body is intact is because if you could not destroy the fingers, how could you destroy the whole body of Sukuna? Which is why I believe it is being kept by Urame, making the necessary preparations that should not be neglected. I feel like within this, there is so much things that you can link with this theory, and a discussion within the Jujutsu Kaisen community that I think needs to be held. And I really do genuinely believe this could be solved. Shout out to my boy Trey Souls on Twitter too, as Urame's preparation can be from another body of a sort. Another thing I just wanted to quickly touch upon was the fact that what if this was actually a twist and actually became how he reached the form of a cursed spirit? This is specifically what I genuinely felt that could be the case, because within another passage they actually do show that they really aim to be away from the humans. They really try to aim to be further away from humans and reach their own state. So that is something that I think you should have in mind. I really do believe this could be maybe another reason or another way they could say that he turned into a human to a cursed spirit by burying himself and trying to achieve a mummified state, which allowed him to become a cursed spirit, or he done it as a cursed spirit and resulted into actually accidentally killing himself or maybe causing death. Because it is said no shaman can defeat him, right? So how else would he have died? Anyway guys, this is actually the conclusion of the video. I actually hope you guys F with the content, and hopefully you guys actually F with the theory too. Tell me below what you guys actually think about it. I think you guys can think of interesting theories to link with this. And if you have anything that you want to add, just comment down below. Make sure to like this video, give a subscribe for more, and as I say to the new and old people that come and visit this channel every single day, Jana. Yeah, I just quickly wanted to add free my guy Gojo, free him up, you know what I'm saying? He was locked in the trenches. Free up Gojo, free up Gojo, free him up.